Hello, welcome back to Jonathan Investigates Women's Football. Today we have a special guest. We have a player with us today who's played predominantly regional football across West Midlands and the Birmingham County area. So, Kate, is it Kate or is it Caitlin?
Caitlin, but
Caitlin, okay.
Kate for short for everyone else.
I've tried to go off your social media side
Yeah.
of things. Okay. Thank you very much for coming round. Do appreciate it.
No worries.
How's your day been so far?
Good. As good as it can get when you're working. So
Yeah. I can appreciate that, absolutely, yeah. So we've got a few questions to go off, and I definitely want to get into your career and how busy you've been and how quite demanding your football has been at the level that you're at as well, which I didn't really realise until I actually done a bit more in-depth research. Um, so yeah, we'll get onto that. But before we do, just looking at your social media, you seem quite a positive, outgoing, confident person. Is that the way you are in real life as well?
majority of the time. I'd say definitely 9 times out of 10. It's just with the position that we're in at the moment, which we'll get into later on, I think
Yeah.
it's all about having that positivity. Like we haven't had good results this year compared to the previous season, but
Hmm.
it's all just about adapting. We're all slowly getting used to sort of the expectations in tier six. Sort of
Yeah.
when I was in tier six a couple of seasons ago, the standard versus now is significantly different. It definitely caught me off guard at the start of the season.
Yeah.
It's competitive. It's what we've got to do. So morally positive at all times.
It's definitely true. We say it all the time. Tier three is pretty much the level that I now look at more than most tier three, tier four,
Mm.
and see how that's just gone from season after season. It gets to a point where you need the extra 100 grand budget just to stay afloat in that league, which is absolutely
It's
phenomenal, and
incredible, yeah.
works its ways down, doesn't it? Yeah. So you're currently 21. You live in the Birmingham area. So I just want to read through your teams that you've been with in the last 4 or 5 years since you've come into adult women's football. So in 21-22 season, you came second for Church,
Mhm.
where Bourneville just about pipped you in that season. Following season, 22-23, you came first with Church. 23-24, you came first again with Church. And then 24-25, you moved to the Kingfisher, where you finished second. So the first thing there that strikes me is ever since you've been around women's football, you've been surrounded by winners. How have you kind of handled that experience? Because second, first, and second is some going at that age.
Yeah, it catches me off guard when I sometimes go through my own CV. I'm just like, yep, so it was 4 straight promotions across 2 different teams. But
Wow.
my junior career was also quite demanding. So I was quite lucky. My old man was my coach for quite a few
Okay.
years. So he was quite strict onto us. So we won a couple cups, we won a
Yeah.
couple leagues in the process as well. Definitely got some core memories from there as well. So for me, it's always been that competitive nature of I've I've got to be the best. I want to bring the best out
Yeah.
around all the people around me. And it's not just me. I mean, in my last season with Church, I wasn't sort of there too much, unfortunately, but I was surrounded by quality. I was
Yeah.
surrounded by people that want to win. And I think when you've got a team that want to win and a team
Hmm.
of winners, that really, really makes a difference for everyone.
Did you kind of all come together at once then, just out of curiosity, or did like kind of like success breed success and everyone became winners, or did you all just come together at once? How did that kind of happen? Because you look at that and it does sound perfect, doesn't it? Having like a team full of winners. Um, but they become winners? Were they coached to become winners, or were they already winners at the time? How did that kind of happen?
So Church were very lucky in the sense of they had their core players, had a core team that
Yeah,
sort of went through grassroots. I joined at under 16s. I'm pretty sure it was the 2019-2020 season when COVID hit.
yeah,
So we only really did half a season with them in total. But they knew what success was like. If you went through sort of their track record prior to me being there, like Scott, who was the coach at the time, who was brilliant. He's a really, really good coach.
yeah,
Scott's brilliant.
yeah,
He's got a fantastic track record, and he ultimately led us at a lot of that to those back
yeah.
successes of promotions. So
Brilliant. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So did you feel the pressure out those first few, those title winning years, and also with your age as well? Did you feel pressure at all, or was it kind of, did you just take it in your stride because you was used to demanding as a junior as well?
it was a different type of demanding in the sense of sort of our first, second season.
Mm.
We were all just turning 16 years old and we were going into Birmingham County League. We were
Yeah.
playing against a lot of experienced older women and it was very nerve wracking, but once we did it the first time, it was like, okay, we can do it again.
Yeah.
And then it's sort of when we got to tier 6, the question did get raised of could we do it again? Because we've gone from we've done great in tier 7,
Yeah.
but now we've got to do it in tier 6.
Mhm.
And granted, the team did do it completely in tier 6, so
Yeah.
it's definitely just it's an interesting story when you sort of look back to how the team was originally started, and
Yeah.
the girls were just a core, and that was ultimately what I think led it to where it was.
Certainly worked out well. How
Yeah.
did you balance that kind of pressure then in football in regards to kind of just coming into adulthood as well then? So you would have like kind of recently left school, decided what you want to do as a career, whether it be studying or going straight into a job. How did you kind of put that alongside your football as well?
So for me, sort of when I left school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I went to sixth form for a year. I didn't enjoy it. I went to college for a year. I didn't enjoy it.
Hmm.
So for me, football was very much an outlet, something that I really enjoyed doing while I was going through such a big period of uncertainty where
Yeah.
I didn't know what I wanted to do. I worked part to full time, depending on the week.
Okay.
And then eventually now it just got to the point where I had to take a step back due to work. But now that I'm sort of in the position where I can recommit that to the
Hmm.
next sort of level, and that's sort of why I went back to Kingfisher. They had that drive for that promotion, and
Yeah.
that's where we're at now.
What have you enjoyed the most since transitioning from the junior section to like women's football?
I think the passion.
Okay.
You definitely see a drive. There's more aggression. There's definitely a bit more effing and jeffing on the pitch. I'm certainly one to do it. If those that know me on the pitch, I'm sure some people will definitely make a few comments about that. But it's just sort of that. It's not like an aggressive passion, but it's a positive aggressive passion. Like everyone wants to
Yeah.
do well, and people aren't afraid to tackle. I definitely that was the biggest shock for me was how rough the tackles were, and I like a tackle also.
How difficult is it to make the decision to go from training more or trying to put more time into your football, especially at the start of your career where you don't know where you're going to end up, and even though you've still only 21, kind of balance that with like your work life then. So full well if you train the extra day or go to the gym or spend more time watching your habits and your dietary, all that kind of stuff, you know that you might end up maybe a better footballer, but you also know that'll come as a sacrifice. So you'll have to sacrifice, I don't know, anything else that's in your life.
Yeah.
How do you kind of decide and how do you kind of balance that? Because it must be tough.
I wing it every day, to be totally honest with you. There's no professional answer to that one.
Yeah.
I think it was just a case of with sort of when I went into work, so when I started sort of my career being an estate agent, that sort of took over for a good sort of 6 to 8 months, which is
Yeah.
why I couldn't commit to that, and I sort of took a step back. So I focused sort of more on my career,
Mm.
myself. Now that I had that level of that certainty that I knew what
Yeah.
I wanted to do, that was then a priority. But now I've got my career, it's balanced out, and I can cope. I train twice a week. I go to gym a couple times a week, so
Okay.
it's all balanced. That's doable now compared
Yeah,
to
yeah.
probably 2 3 years ago when it was too much.
And I guess the hours that you work at work, it is kind of like quite you're in quite a routine. So I guess do you get more weekends off than do you work like Monday to Friday, or do you tend to have a few Saturdays and Sundays off?
Yeah, so the current one that I'm at now, I just work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. So I have all my evenings, I have every
So you can
weekend.
balance it and you can get a
Yeah,
routine
so
going.
I've managed to. So I coach Kingfisher under 12. So I have my group of wonderful girls that are second in the league as well.
Okay.
So I'm able to have more time for them, which
Yeah.
is really, really important to me. Beforehand, my job, I worked pretty much 3 out of 4 Saturdays. So that took up a lot of time, and then I would be
Yeah.
working till sort of 7 o'clock most days, which was not balanced at all. So I would be going home, sorting myself out, and then going to
Yeah.
bed and doing it all over again. And then sometimes we had training straight after work, and you can never give 100% when you're like
Knackered.
exhausted, to put the least.
And this is the thing. This is one of the biggest things, and myself included. People don't realise it until you actually get a little bit closer to women's football that players do obviously have a job for first and foremost, and
Yeah.
then You only train, say, 4 hours a week properly. Obviously you can do it yourself away from the club, but it is a very tiring way of living, isn't it? But obviously
Yeah.
you do because you love it, don't you? Which is great.
Mhm.
The first team that you was at, women's team, was Our Church. You mentioned it a little bit earlier. What was your experiences like there then?
It was overall really positive. Like all the girls that were there, like from tier 7 through to tier 6, they were a brilliant group of girls. Everyone got on the best that we could. There's no denying there was the odd bit and bob, but
Normal.
it's women's football is always full of the odd drama, as we are aware. We see on social media 24/7 the drama that goes ahead. But no, it was a really positive experience, and I was really gutted to go when I left, but the club had ambition that I couldn't
Hmm.
commit to, and I
Hmm.
think it was all just a mutual decision that it wasn't right for me.
Yeah,
And the girls deserved players that were able to give that 100% at that time, and I wasn't that player. But I look back now, I wish I was, but I can't change the past now, so I'm changing the future.
yeah. And was that one of your biggest moments winning the leagues there, or is there other achievements that you've kind of had that might supersede that? Obviously, winning the league is probably what got to be up there, I would have
Got to
thought.
be up there, yeah. So my youth success, winning the cup at under 14s against a team that we just couldn't ever beat in the league anyway,
Okay.
that sort of always stuck with
Yeah.
me because I captained the side. We had some quality players as well. Leonie Joyce played with us as
Okay.
well, who was previously at
Wow.
Boldmere. So yeah, we played at
Yeah.
Redditch together. So she was brilliant. I really remember her performance. She was brilliant that game. And that was sort of one of my core junior ones. And then I think that the second time we won the league in Birmingham Prem, because it was just we'd done it from first, not
Yeah.
second,
Yeah.
it felt that
Yeah.
extra bit special to us all. So definitely them two were the top ones.
So then, obviously, you made that choice to leave our church, that mutual decision. How difficult was it to find a new club? Because obviously, you had so much happiness at our church. And what made you choose Kingfisher?
I trained with a couple of clubs and I didn't really get on with the vibe. I didn't get on with them, they didn't get on with me. It was sort of a
Hmm.
mutual thing. I wasn't really planning on playing football that
Okay.
season. I was planning on sort of taking a step back and continuing to focus on my career. And then Liam, who is my manager, he just dropped me a message and was like, "Do you want to come and check us out? Just see what we're about."
Yeah.
And 18, 19 months later,
Still
I'm in
there.
my second season with the girls, and I couldn't be happier there with them.
So a great season. Obviously, last season with Kingfisher, that would have been in the Midwest leagues, and then you're in
Mhm.
the West Midlands, is it? I would have thought.
Yeah, best bits now.
What would you say? So this season, slightly different to any previous season. Would you consider staying up this season in that league an equal success, if not a bigger success than maybe some of your successes when you've been towards the top of the league?
It's a similar mentality. It's the fighters mentality that we always used to have at Alf Church that we'd sort of talk about, but it's for a totally different scenario. I've never been bottom of the league before. I've
Yeah,
never lost this many games in a season before ever. So it has been quite difficult mentally, but I think the Christmas break really had an effect on us, and we've come out fighting a lot more this season. Like our past performances, our game against Crusaders, where the score just—it's cliche to say the score doesn't reflect, but it
yeah.
really, really didn't. Hereford again, we should have got something out of that. Granted, should have done better, but it was sort of a mistake on my half. But I think it's just having that fighting mentality of it's the fight for survival now, and we're all aware of that, and we want to stay in tier 6, and we're gonna do whatever we can to stay in tier 6.
You talk about that mentality there, and there's a well-known saying that I hear a lot because I repeat it off some of the managers that I've heard and coaches that I've heard say it. Managers and coaches build a dressing room for the bad times. So when you lose a game, everyone still sticks together. Do you consider like the group of people that you've got now kind of matches that I suppose that courage to not drift apart and stick together through the bad times as well as the good times?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I think we signed so many players during pre-season last year. We're granted almost an entirely new squad. We had a
Yeah.
few injuries very early on in the season, just very vital players that our core players that I referred to before, just at Kingfisher, they've
Mhm.
got their core players as well. So it's all been about sort of adapting, getting used to each other, and now that we've got that adaptiveness, we've now got a sort of a big togetherness of we're fighting for each other on and off the pitch. We are getting there for each other. We've got each other's backs, and it's really sort of that team feel that we probably lacked at the start of the season, but we've now got that, and it's now going to transition into us remaining in Tier 6.
What would you describe to be some of the biggest struggles, challenges, obstacles at the regional levels that you're at now? Probably from a player's point of view, but maybe if you just want to talk about it as a club point of view as well.
I think the publicity. I think there should definitely be more publicity sort of on the Tier
That might
6
change
and
soon.
Tier
That might
5.
change. Can't say anything just yet.
On the Tier 6 and Tier 5, because
Yeah.
I think teams in Tier 3 and Tier 4 are silly not to be looking down at these lower tier teams. Like, you've got the likes of Redditch Borough, Redditch United, who have got those partnerships now with other clubs, with Boldmere.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know too much about that, but that seems like a good feeder for both Redditch United, who I've played against this season, who, as much as they're our rivals, they are our derby. They have, Jade's put together a fantastic squad there, and they're definitely going to be doing fantastic this season. And we've got them on probably one of our last games of the season, so hopefully we can give them a better game than the start of the season, to say the least. But it's definitely getting sort of more publicity on it, because I've played against some quality players that should not be in this league, and it's very stressful.
I think it's very, sometimes you look at the tiers and it can be very misleading, because there's a lot of players that may be playing in a league, say, below what their talent is, but it does all depend on what they're doing for work or who they want to play with. So it's commitments and everything else. And it is very deceiving, and we've seen that across tiers 3, 4, and 5, because they're the ones that I followed the most. They're the ones that I highlight. But I thoroughly understand that. And you mentioned Jade at Redditch United. I had the privilege of seeing them last weekend, a couple of weekends ago, and I agree they're doing a cracking job there, alongside the other Redditch team as well in Tier 5, going for promotion. So it's very much a strong area.
It's Borough, I'm about to say, I hate to say it as well, but Borough are doing absolutely brilliant this season. The way Aid, Dave, and all of them lot have got them gelling together as well is brilliant. And the way they've expanded as well to sort of the 3 clubs as well. We've Long Itchington's one of them, we should say, that we are due to play against again as well. So that'll definitely be another derby game for us. Yep. So we're excited for that at the end of the season also.
So you're a centre back. How would you describe? Well, I think you're a centre back, aren't you? I thought
centre back, full back,
goalkeeper sometimes.
Goalkeeper for half the season, wherever you need me.
Yeah. But you tend to be a centre back majority of the time. How would you describe yourself on the football pitch?
Horrible. Annoying.
Okay.
No, I'd say I'm quite loud. I like to tackle. I'm a bit of a nose, I'd say. I'm a bit of an arse. I can't help myself sometimes. I like to get in players' heads, players that know me. I think quite a few people definitely know of me, to say the least. And I think I'm known to have a bit of a mouth on me. So I think if you were definitely to ask someone else that, I think that would definitely be the answer.
So where did that confidence come from then? Is it because you've constantly been winning over your lifetime, your short lifetime, short career? Because it doesn't come easy as a 21-year-old, but you must have that confidence from somewhere to do that.
I would definitely say it comes from the success. I give a lot of success to my old man, to my dad, because he was sort of, let's not cut no BS. You are gonna strive to be the best one you can be. And if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in now. I wouldn't know anything that I would. Sort of the 100 miles, we'd pick up 3 people all in the back, me in the front. We'd be going to games, tournaments. It was always sort of him that would be giving everything.
Yeah.
So that was sort of it's my old man. So
we spoke a lot about your past over this interview, podcast, whatever you'd like to call it. How about your future then? So what does the future look like for Kate Barry?
I want to achieve as much as I can possibly achieve, take every opportunity I can. I think that's one of the things I haven't done enough. It is strive at too many opportunities. I've definitely had them throughout my junior and senior career, where I've had the opportunity to go higher, but I haven't. But that's definitely something that I want to sort of be ambitious towards and strive towards. And I just need to back myself and trust myself that it can happen.
Absolutely. And don't forget, age-wise, you're still on track, aren't you?
I'm still 21. I've still got a couple of years before my back goes. So
Oh dear. And one last question, I'll ask you this, and have a drink before you answer it.
Oh no.
If you could recommend someone else to be sitting where you are now on this podcast, who would it be? So people at home can hear their story as well.
Oh, someone I know.
Yeah, who should I ask to come on here? That's maybe like a mutual friend or someone that you know who would make a good guest on this show.
She's going to think this is really weird. I'm saying her name, and I'm so sorry that you've come to my mind. Abby Hyland from Redditch United.
Okay.
She is hilarious,
Yeah.
and she's also. I think she's had a really good background as well.
Okay.
Like when I've heard sort of her past as well, she's
Hmm.
definitely been at a couple
Yeah.
clubs. She's definitely got a story. She's definitely
Yeah.
got the confidence, got the humour. But yes, I'm so sorry, Ab. I know you're gonna think that's really weird.
It's says it's someone that I know. I've only seen her play once, and that was just a couple of weeks ago. At first glance, a real good, strong left winger with a very good left foot. You don't see many of
Yeah.
those. It always excites me. So yeah, she
Yeah,
played
and
really well that
that
weekend.
strike on her foot sometimes can be terrifying.
Fantastic. Well, look, thank you very much for joining me. I know you have been busy at work, but do appreciate you coming on, and I think it's really important that we do talk more about regional leagues. We do it very well with national leagues. We do seem to be getting better, but we just don't do enough of it in regional leagues. And I always say everyone's got a story to tell. So I think it's really important that we shout about it.
100%. Tier 5, Tier 6. It will get publicity very, very soon, fingers crossed, and
Yeah.
people need to start looking into it. The money's starting to go into it now
Mm.
already. Even teams I'm playing against now, there's good money going into it.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that's going to be on the rise, and the quality is only going to get better.
Thank you very much for joining me, and best of luck
Perfect.
for the rest of the
No
season.
worries. Thank you.